Here are some tips for Fusion 360 that I think will help you stay more organized and efficient as your design progresses. First up is the shortcut menu, and this is something I use for all the commands that I can remember. Anytime during the design, you can hit the S key on your keyboard and this little menu will pop up. Basically, it's a search bar for every command that can be used in the current environment. I find it super useful since it's usually quicker for me to call the command I need this way rather than having to click through the menus to find the one I'm thinking of. Next up is getting comfortable with the timeline and how Fusion 360 captures commands. What I mean by this is Fusion will store the commands that you make under whichever component is currently active. This is important to be aware of because it determines where the commands you make are going to be stored. With each component having its own set of edits now, the timelines are much smaller on their own. You want to aim for smaller and more organized timelines because they'll be easier to manage all the commands in your design as it grows. Last up is the isolate tool, and this is really handy for when you're working on a design that has multiple parts that are in the way or just distracting. I feel like this tool becomes much more useful as the design matures because there's a lot more that could get in the way. One thing to remember is that the isolate tool doesn't actually change the active components, so make sure to do that before you make your edits.